Hello, this is Macklin from M Education, coming to you from the brand new M Education Content Studio here in San Francisco, California. And today we're going to be starting part one of a three-part bob tutorial on the A-line bob. And just to show you the ease of the mechanic system of cutting, we're going to cut three versions of the A-line bob using 2 degrees of lift and only one section angle. It's going to be fun. So get ready for the bob in 3, 2, 1. Today, in the first video of our three-part bob tutorial, we're going to be cutting a beautiful haircut that is both edgy and classic at the same time. It is the iconic A-line bob. The A-line bob is a blunt cut with a diagonal forward angle to it. The classic A-line was cut to complement the jawline, which sits at more of a horizontal diagonal forward. But the A-line bob can be everything from the very slight to the very extreme. And as we go through into the cut of this amazing shape, we're going to also talk about how it can be adapted to meet any client's needs. But before we get started, here's a list of tools that you're going to need. Today I've chosen to cut the A-line bob with my 7-inch Mizutani blacksmith shears. Why don't we take a look at them there? Great. I've chosen these because a 7-inch scissor is a great length to work long lines in a perimeter. They also have a nice point at the tip, which allows me to work around the nape very easily. They're also great for point cutting. They have a thin enough blade to allow a lot of flexibility, but thick enough to allow a lot of strength to get through those bigger sections. They also feel very light and very nimble in the hands and very ergonomic. I also just got these back from Mizutani Bart, so they are sharp and ready to go. Pretty excited to use them. Let's get started. We start off by shampooing and conditioning the hair. I like to prepare the hair with the light conditioning detangler Naturia from Renee Ferderer. Spray a light mist throughout the hair and then brush it through. Create a center division parting with a natural or worn part. Then create 4 panels by using a horizontal diagonal forward parting just above the occipital bone on both sides. This will be the desired angle of the bob and the only section angle we will use in all 3 videos in this tutorial. To cut a balanced bob, you would make this parting horizontal. Create 2 horizontal diagonal forward sections in the nape area about 2 combs width. This section will be bigger than the following sections to account for the finer hair and lower density in the hairline. Hair shrinks when it's dry, so make sure each section is consistently damp before cutting. Start in the center with a 2-inch subsection. Using an in-comb cutting position with the fine teeth of the comb, cut parallel to the section angle at the desired length. Use 0 degrees of lift to create maximum density at the perimeter. Move your lower body to stay in front of the section you're cutting. Always check to make sure that you're cutting parallel to the section angle. Cut both sides and check for balance before moving on. Continue up the head in sections about the width of your comb or what is appropriate for the density. Once you reach the section above the occipital parting, create 2 sections that reach all the way to the front hairline. Check for balance in the sectioning at the front hairline. All of the sections that are cut above the occipital will be cut with the medium side of the comb to account for the change in density and head shape. There's a couple of different ways to cut around the ear. If your client wears their hair wavy or curly, a freehand cutting position will create a softer perimeter that will allow the curls and wave to fall naturally. If your client wears their hair straight, Use an in-comb cutting position to create a stronger line. Tap above the ear to release the tension. This avoids creating a hole in the perimeter. Continue up the head in combs width sections. Complete one side before moving to the other. When cutting the fringe area, over-direct the hair back to the edge of the eyebrow. Use a freehand cutting position and cut with the natural fall. continue to the other side. When blow drying, use a low tension brush to remove excess moisture before applying your product. If the hair is too damp, it will dilute your product. I prefer to use the Lisea smoothing fluid from Renee Ferderer. Work a small amount through the ends of the hair first, slowly moving it up into the mid-shaft. Section out the same 4 panels that you originally used to start the cut. Dry the roots first by using a wrapping technique. The roots should be dried in the same direction you want the hair to lay. use a high tension brush and a leafing technique in the same sections used to create the cut. Allow the ends of the hair to cool down before removing the brush. The ends of the hair will tend to curl in the direction of the handle of the brush, so it's best to keep it pointed in the same direction. I achieve this by blow drying with both hands. When smoothing the hair, work in the same sections that you use for the cut and blow dry. Concentrate the heat on the mid shaft and the ends. Use a comb to feed the hair evenly into the iron. Refine the haircut with the same sections used to cut it. Cut blunt to define the line, then point cut to detail the line. So thanks for joining me today as we cut the A-line bob. In the next video, we're actually going to be working on this same bob, only we're going to learn how to build an internal graduation off of the perimeter to give you the A-line bob with graduation. Until then, I'm Macklin with M Education. Never stop learning. I'll see you next time.